My name is Ben Cook and welcome to Angling Info. Hi, my name's Ben Cook and welcome to Angling Info. Today what we're going to do is we're at Messingham Sands. We're going to have a bit of edge fishing. I've got two types of edge fishing that I'm going to do. One is corn and hemp and the other one is ground bait and corn. And what I'm going to do first is I've cupped in to my right hand side down the margins and I'm going to go down that one with double corn. And a bit later on we'll show you how to mix the ground bait and we'll bait up the left hand side. But for the minute, this is what we've fed down the other side. So I've got 3 tins of corn in there and just 500 grams of hemp seed. So I'll get the rig out. It's very simple rig today, but a very positive one. So starting with the kit, we've got Phil Reynolds Red, which is rated up to about 16, which can pretty much land anything. It's soft enough to land anything, but heavy enough to land any sort of double that you're going to hook. The line that I've got today is 019, and that's straight through to a 5-inch hook link, and that's 017. We've got a size 14 hook on there, and what I've done with the shot is bunched them right next to the knot of the hook link, 3 number 8s, and that's on a 0.2 up and down float. From Commercial Indications. As you can see, we've got quite a little bit of scum in the water, but I haven't been in yet, but I've seen quite a few signs of swirling. So what I'm going to do is just hook 2 corn and see if we've got anything under there. So that's the reason we've got the 14 hook on today, so just get those 2 corn on. Because we're feeding corn and because we've got hemp down there, we need something that stands out a little bit, so we've gone with the double corn as a larger standout bait. What we'll do today as well, we've got 2 other Angling Info members here today. We've got Ian and Paul, Paul being a sponsor, so we're going to have a look at what they're fishing today as well, and see if they're catching. So when you're fishing margin swims, what you need to do is just gently lower your floating as to not foul hook any fish. And today I've got the float's slightly undershotted, very minimally, and that's due to the fact that when you've got a few fish swirling around in your peg, you tend to foul hook, you tend to get a few line bites, and it just helps you distinguish those bites. You're not looking for any little pull around bites, you're looking for just a straight under, straight down, strong firm bite. Right. So we've hooked the fish now. It's head down to try and get into that reed, but Phil Reynolds powers up really quickly. Just sink the tip of the pole, let the pole do its job. So as soon as you can get it back onto that top kit, I've got the 019 line on, so it's strong line. It's a nice fish to start off with. There it goes, heads up, and that's it, he's in the net. That's a nice start. Well, like I said, we're only fishing a short line as well, so the fish come up very easily, as it's as you only got that short line perfectly hooked in the lip. So we'll hold him up for you if we can, if he'll behave. It's a lovely fish, long fish, so it's a nice fish to start with. About 3 pounds, 2.5 maybe. There's a lot bigger fish in there, so what you need to do is, this is where you need to be regimented in what you're doing. So we've caught that fish, and now if you want to keep your fish there, you just need to feed. So again, we've not gone for a lot, we've probably gone for about 1/4 of the cup, and we'll go straight back onto that spot there. And you'll find that mixing, corn will do the job on its own, but you'll find that mixing it with a little bit of hemp. I've only got one bag in there of hemp for 3, for 3 tins, and you'll find that the hemp works really well at holding the bottom, and it gets the fish's head down, and it's a really good holding bait. So I've just got those 2 more corn on. I'm just going to get this down, and there's no doubt in my mind that there's going to be some doubles caught today. Hopefully we'll get those on camera for you. Like I said before, just gently lower the rigging. Just keep that line taut out of the water. Little nudges on the float all the time. Oh, and that was a quick bite. I'll get straight back in there. I was catching well on the paste. Fish you had before that was at £6, so it's, the fish are definitely there for him. I'm getting a bite every time it goes in. Just waiting for those bigger fish to arrive. There we go, straight into another fish. It's just a matter about getting it out of the swim. That's the good thing about the Phil Reynolds. It's so soft to get out, but it still powers up straight away. So I'm able to get that straight out the swim, and get control of the fish. It's not a big fish at all, this one. It's only a baby. There's a lot bigger fish than this in here, and I've seen quite a few of them topping as well. So nice little fish though, pristine condition. So this is when to get that a little bit regimented into thinking, it's easy to go straight back out because you just caught a fish, but just spend that little extra time just getting a little bit of feed out there. Like I say, we've only got that much feed that we're putting out, so it's only a small amount, but probably you could get it out in a cad pot if you wanted to. But because I'm not fishing far away, it's just makes sense for me to put it in the cup. Just get a bit more accuracy. As you normally have your cad pot slightly back from your tip of your pole. Obviously, my kits are all cut to the same length as cupping kit, so I know that I'm absolutely bang on every time. See if we can go out again and see if we can have something a little bit bigger. It's got a waft of a tail when I load that in. That's one of the reasons why you lower them in so steady, because there could be big fish in your peg, and just so you don't lay it over the back of one of them. A lot of liners at the moment. There we go, that's into a fish now. Steer him out the peg. Just as I'm playing, this fish is actually a double, just swimming in front of me. It's a nice little fish. I'm only fishing very shallow as well, so better, this one. There we go. It's a little bit better this time. About 4 pounds or so. Get him and lift him up for you. Just roll him in the net so we can get a look at where he's hooked. If he stays still, that is. Need to get the forceps out as he's firmly hooked in the muscle. It's still not chilling out yet. I think he wants to be unhooked, this fish. There we go. I'll try and hold him up, but he's a strong one, is this one? So nice little fish. There's hopefully a lot more where that came from. So let's get him back, as it's quite warm today. So get him back as soon as we can. Right guys, what we're going to do now is mix up some ground bait for that other line. So 2 ground baits to charge today. Like most of my fishing, it's Champions feed, and these 2 work perfectly together. Both say feeder on them, but I mean they're perfect for the edge. This one, the special feeder, is like a tropical flavour, coconut, that kind of stuff. Sweet, draws the fish in. This one, a bit more body to it. The pea pellet, and it's more pellet based than you know that one, which is a bit more fluffier, creates a bit more of a cloud. So putting a bit of both together sort of is best of both worlds. So all of the pea pellet we need in here today, because it's going to be an absolutely bonkers day, is this one, I think. So all of the pea pellet in there, and then of the sweet special feeder I'm going to put half a bag in, and that's got some crushed corn in there and stuff like that. So I wish you could smell it because it smells insane. So give it a loose mix together. We've got a couple of pints of water here. Add that in, both them 2 pints in there, making it very, very wet. Just add it all in. Don't worry about how wet it is. Just mix it all through. Don't need to be riddled, don't need to be thingy, don't need to do anything, because all this, what we want to do is sink like a brick. When it sits at the bottom and sink like a brick. And what we're going to do is leave that for 10 minutes. It's already starting to dry out now. Leave that for 10 minutes, and that'll be lovely, perfect texture. It'll be thick enough to, heavy enough to hold bottom, and it will be perfect to cup in. So dry me on my box, and we'll give it a go. Alright guys, we're into a bit better fish now. Not absolutely huge, but a bit better stamp fish. Same right hand side margin. We've mixed that ground bait up. I just thought we'd have a little drop. I thought we'd have a little drop before I baited up the left hand side, because I did put a bit of corn and hemp out, and this fish is certainly angry, and that's for sure.
Is that Phil Reynolds red?
It is, Paul, yeah, it's a Phil Reynolds red. Lovely control out of the reeds, you know, as soon as we hooked it, we were able to steer it out, but then now it's powered up. I know we're on strong gear, but still it's important that we tell people, don't really want to be pulling the reds off, do we? Always don't be scared of putting your landing net back if you think it's not ready. So as soon as I lift into him, he's straight back. No, he's not ready now. He's straight. He's swirled a couple of times, but he's definitely a bit bigger fish.
That was down the margin.
down the margins on that right hand side, yeah. So just fishing up to that where we've pre-baited up. While I was just mixing that ground bait with from the other side, we've hooked it. There's a possibility that he may have rolled over this. It might be foul hooked. Oh no, he's not. But he's putting up a good account. I don't think he's an absolutely massive fish, but he's putting up a good account of himself. He really is. Oh, that's a nice fish. I was just saying, you're fishing this short line as well. It tends to fight a bit harder, don't they, when you're on a short line. There we go. Nearly ready for the net. So get it. There we go. It's a nice fish. So get him unhooked and show him up for camera. Perfectly hooked in the lip. Lovely fish. So yeah, there's some plenty decent ones out there. So what we'll do is we'll get this one back and put a bit of that bait back in, and we'll see if there's any more there. Right guys, got this bucket full of ground bait. Seems a lot, but we're going to be here for a long time today, so this should do as majority of the day. Just giving that a light little mix up, but as you can see now, it's still heavy, but it's nowhere near like it was before. It's sucked up that water. The Champions feed's great for that, and the smell is just phenomenal. It really is. So what I'm going to do is leave that one on the floor. I'm going to grab this cupping kit, and we're going to bait up this left hand side edge, and this is pretty much going to be top 2 plus 1 this one, and I'm going to put 3 cups in to start off with. So put 3 cups in, and we're going to fish. It really is, like I say, it really is a short amount of distance out, so we're just going to lower this down a little bit because otherwise I won't be able to actually get to it. So I'm just going to tuck it inside this. We've plumbed up, and we've got a flat bottom there, and that's what you're aiming for really when you're fishing margins. You're wanting a flat bottom, somewhere where you can put the feed on and the fish can come in comfortably and settle on. So always take that into consideration. When you're fishing these margins, don't really want to go more than a foot deep if you can help it, because then you're asking for foul hooks and stuff like that, and that's pretty much the base of where I've got on the other rig. It's about a foot deep, but this one here is about 18 inches deep. So what I'm going to do is just put those 3 in, and what you're trying to do really is, a lot of people just go straight down on it, and I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go straight down on it. I'd leave it to mature a little bit. This session is a bit different to a normal session. There's no nets in, so there's no pressure from a match situation, which I'd say you want to be doing in your last couple of hours. We've fed it now, and what I'm going to do is I'm either going to wait for half an hour or so till it starts to so it's bedded in, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until it starts to swirl. If I see swirling off the line, then I'll drop straight in on it. But what we'll do for the meantime, while that swim's building, is we'll continue to fish this corn and hemp swim that we've got to the other side. So just gently lowering in that rig again on this side. And after I had that fish, I cupped in some more hemp and corn and keep those fish there, keep them held. And we're into another fish now, and this one's going hard for the reeds, but we've steered him out. I don't think it's a particularly big fish. He's not a big fish, this one's only a little baby. But this is what I mean by the Phil Reynolds. It's strong enough to tackle those big fish, but it's also strong enough to land and tame these little ones. As you saw, it's only a fish that's probably just under a pound, but maybe a pound. But the thing is, it comes out still the Phil Reynolds and cushions it, so you're not bumping these smaller fish. It still allows you to, to control them. And we're starting to break a bit of this scum down now after fishing, having a few fish out. And really are top conditions today. We've got a warm weather which puts them into shallow water, but we've also now excuse me, we've also now got the wind blowing in towards his face, which is brilliant for me and Paul, because we're fishing the margins, so it's going to blow all the fish hopefully our way. But it's only a breeze today. Right, we're into another fish now. It's only a small fish again, but this Phil Reynolds stuff, it's unreal. You can just steer these fish out. I know it's only another little stocky, but it just proves that, that even though it's a 16, rated up to a 16, it can handle these small little fish and it just doesn't bump them off. Lovely, lovely little fish. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to bait up this right hand side, and then we'll put the other top kit on, and we'll get fishing this other side, and see if we can have one out. So what I've done for the other side is I've got the exact same Phil Reynolds on, but what I've done with that one is I've used a kit that's slightly heavier, the elastic slightly tighter, sorry, and that's purely because I'm fishing on a shorter line. I've got one less section on, and it just gives me a bit of extra power when I'm playing it. So I'm just going to have that extra section down there. Let's lower that down. So all we're doing now really is we're having this top kit plus 2, top kit plus 1 down this side, top kit plus 2 the other side. Now I've got a bit longer line on there, just allows me to steer the tip out of the way, and it's an identical rig in regards to line as the other one, but just slightly longer. So we've got 019 power line all the way through to Phil Reynolds red, and we've got 0.2 gram up and down float. We've got 3 number 8s just above the hook link of a 5-inch hook link, and we're going to put on a double corn as we have done down the other side, and the only difference is that instead of having the hemp, we're fishing with the ground bait that we've just mixed up. So I've seen a couple of swirls so far. So, because it's a close line, it's also good when you've got this heavy ground bait. You can actually throw it in as well. So again, same rules as last time. You want to lay your rig in, nice and steady, lowering it in. You don't want any line bites or any foul lookers, sorry. So it allows me to lift that out the water. Indication straight away on the float. There's definitely some big fish there though, because I've seen the swirls. We're into something a bit bigger now. It's not very big, but it's definitely bigger than what the first one was. Little carp, tiniest little carp. But don't be deterred by these, because I've seen plenty of signs of swirling in there. So it's only a matter of time till we hook something decent. So just get those that double corn back on. Try and deter those littler fish. Try and deter those littler fish by putting the double corn on instead of the single corn. To keep those little balls of ground bait going in. That went straight away. Probably a liner. This is a bit better fish now. So you always know it's a bit better fish when you hook it and it comes out slow and steady, like this one. You can see it's moved onto that ground bait straight away. It's moved onto that ground bait straight away. And it's not a bad fish at all. A couple of 3 pound. There we go. No. So get this one unhooked and it's full of life, this one, so just hooked in the lip, but it's right in the muscle of the lip, so it's definitely wasn't coming off, that one. Try and pick it up here. Very long, lean fish, these fish today. So as you can see, very, very long fish. So get that one back. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and obviously there's plenty of fish in this Messingham Sands, so if you get a chance to come right down, thank you as always to our sponsors at Appledeck, Paul Appleyard and Andy from Commercial Indications. Come and join us on the group. It's a great bunch of guys on the Facebook group or on Instagram on angling_info. Join and subscribe. Videos are up very regularly. Come and see if you can get on one of his members' days and come and meet us and have a fish with us, and I hope this does well for you this summer. So, finish the session. Just want to say a big thanks to Messingham and to Kevin Johnson for a great day. Paul, Andy and both over the £100 mark, and myself, it's just been absolutely hands-on as usual at Messingham, because it's just a stunning pond. Obviously, get yourself down here, get yourself on, if you're lucky enough to get on an open day match, try and get yourself on one, because they're crazy. Obviously we've been fishing majority margin today, but we fished paced, we fished shallow at 13 metres, and we fished down the edge, and I've even caught 3 inches away from my platform. It's been that crazy. No really massive fish today. We've had some up to 6 or 7 pounds. We'll put a few photos on there. My biggest probably around 7 pound ghosty, which were caught literally 3 inches from my feet. But other than that, you know, there is plenty of doubles in here, just not really settling yet. Usually we're going probably at prime time, to be honest. From now onwards is probably the best time to catch them. So have a visit down to Messingham Sands, fantastic fishery, and thanks again.